let's talk about my three biggest takeaways from the Bears loss to the Green Bay Packers. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Style back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, please do hit that subscribe button down below to support the channel. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you're notified as well every time I drop a new video. Real quick before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor for today's video, Underdog. Underdog just dropped prediction markets, spreads, totals, and team outcomes. And the best part, you can combine them with player picks for bigger multipliers. Right now, if you sign up with my code FAIZ, F-A-I-Z, and make a $5 fantasy entry, you can get up to $100 in fantasy bonus entries. Prediction markets are now live in 25 states, including Texas, California, and Florida. And Underdog is available in over 40 states with player picks and draft games. Prediction markets, player picks, all on Underdog. All right, guys, so I got a lot to get to here. With my three biggest takeaways, we'll just start right away with my first takeaway for the Chicago Bears in that loss against the Packers. The first takeaway is this team does not back down. They fought. The Chicago Bears, the biggest difference with them under Ben Johnson and under this new coaching staff is they are always willing to fight and they never back down. The Bears last year always would fold whenever they had adversity, and that was because it was a reflection of the coaching staff and the culture that was set by them. And you see this season, once this new coaching staff and Ben Johnson was able to finally, be able to implement their blueprint on the team, you can see these guys are fighters. And, we saw in week 2 against the Lions, you get blown out. All right. It's like the early part of the season. You're still trying to get acclimated and whatnot. And it's like, since then, you reel off all these wins. Even in losses, you don't get blown out. Like, I'm going into every game knowing that this team is not going to get blown out. And again, I know that might be like a low bar, thinking like, Faiz, really, like that's the bar that we don't get blown out anymore. But no, like, you don't just jump all the way to contender status. You got to take the steps to get there. And the first step really is to be a team that fights and be a team that doesn't back down. And the Green Bay Packers knew after that game, their players literally said to themselves, oh yeah, this team is different. They have embodied the culture of their head coach. They're really, listening to what he's preaching, and you can see the sort of results on the field. Folks, how many times have we watched a Bears-Packers game and the Packers get out to an early lead and you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a blowout. These two teams don't belong on the same field. How many times have we heard that? I hated that statement because it was so true that the Bears and Packers didn't belong on the same field because the Packers were in their own tier and the Bears were not in their class. And on Sunday, the Bears looked like they belong. Okay, so that was my first takeaway. They fought. This is a team that belongs. Takeaway number 2, it kind of does, have a little to do with the first takeaway, which is it's great that we're a team that fights and we're a team that doesn't back down. But what that game against the Packers showed you is you won't consistently, all right, the key word here is consistently, beat good teams in this league or become a good team yourself, or I should say an elite level team, if you have slow starts. You just can't have slow starts. Slow starts is the major detriment here that's keeping the Bears from taking that leap to an elite status. And it's funny because we've seen throughout the season that those scripted starts where we always score on the first drive really, has been successful. And that's when Caleb's been at his best and Ben Johnson, the offense is rolling. But then after that, the offense would kind of bog down. Well, we didn't even have that in this game. We didn't even score on the open drive. We had a multiple 3 and outs. And then it took us literally till the second half to kind of get our feet wet and finally be able to punch back. That's just not something you can overcome consistently and sustain and have to every time get through. You have to get off to good starts if you are a good football team. That, I believe, is what is separating the Bears right now from taking that lead. They're already a good football team. For them to reach that elite status, it's like as soon as you get the football at the beginning, you score, you come away with points, and then it's just, putting together multiple drives like that. You cannot have a game where the entire first half almost felt like a wash. Literally felt like a wash, right? Caleb's missing guys high and left and right. and the offense is just completely discombobulated. Like, that's just not something that is sustainable for you to win consistently. Maybe you can come back in a game or two. And I would have said the same thing if the Bears came back and beat the Packers, right? If we get that touchdown to Cole Kmet and then we go for 2 and convert, I would have said the same thing. We need to be able to not have slow starts. That is what is separating us from taking that leap to the next tier. All right, not worried. We know it's going to happen, but that's just something that we have to look into. And then takeaway number 3, the future. The future of this team is so clear, and it is only the beginning. And when I talk about the future, like, you see Caleb Williams, the magical Houdini type plays. Like, he had some wow throws, and I'm seeing guys on Twitter, the national media, local media, Packers fans, everybody's like, oh my goodness, this dude is ridiculous. Like, he's a superstar in the making. You see the future there with Caleb. You see the future with Luther Burden. Luther Burden was unreal, right? Making those catches yesterday, and you see Colson Loveland. That he didn't have a great game on the box score, but you can see, oh yeah, that guy's better than Cole Kmet. He pops off the screen. He is a future stud. And I know these guys were like drafted high, but that's not the point. The point is, like, they are studs. All right. And you also saw, hey, yeah, DJ Moore, even with Roma Dunze out, 1 catch for negative yardage. Probably not part of this future. All right. I think I can go ahead and say that. So it's like the future nucleus of this team with Caleb, Luther, with Rome, with Colston. And obviously you have, your young offensive linemen in Trapilo and Darnell Wright. Like, it has never been more clear. Offensively speaking, focusing just on the offensive nucleus, this is only the beginning, man. I just see big things in these guys' future. They look incredible, and I am so excited just to know that, hey, your quarterback is set. Your wide receiver 1 is set. Wide receiver 2 is set. Tight end 1 is set. Your right tackle is set. Your left tackle is probably set. And then, again, we have other positions we'll figure out. And it's like, all you need to focus on in the draft this upcoming offseason is the defense. Literally, if every single pick was defense, I'm good with it. Because that is how confident I feel in this offensive group. Not to mention the mastermind behind it all, Mr. Ben Johnson. So, yeah, that was my 3rd takeaway, folks. Only the beginning with the future of this team, which is awesome to see. So, yeah, those are my 3 biggest takeaways. Let me know what you guys think. What were some of your biggest takeaways from the Bears' loss to the Packers? Look, man, there's no such thing. Well, there is, but I don't like the thought of a moral loss. I saw a bunch of national media talking about it, or local media talking about it, yeah, that was an awesome loss because the Bears showed that they belong. But it's like, yeah, I want to beat these guys. But there is some truth to it that, yeah, you are right there. You just need to take that next level. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.